when I was living my life, just kind of like going on a whimsy and getting ideas and getting inspiration and then starting and then not feeling inspiration and then stopping. Like, how many times do you want to start again? There was this link between doing what I said I was going to do and feeling confident. Hello and welcome back. My name is Brenda. Today we are going to be talking all about the topic of self-trust and confidence. A lot of us grew up with the idea of confidence being something that we wear, right? Something that we put on. The clothing that we wear, or the way that we talk, or the way that we present ourselves. We have been integrated into this story that confidence is external. And so today I want to open you up to a new perspective. Maybe we don't lack self-care. Maybe what we're really lacking is self-trust, is structure, is accountability, following through. How many times have you had an idea? Have you had a project, an inspiration, and you set off to start this thing, and yet somewhere along the way you stopped. You slowed down. It got harder, right? You didn't get the immediate results. You stopped. You quit. And a lot of us do this because inherently we're perfectionists. And procrastination is perfectionism wrapped up in a bow. When we set these goals for ourselves and when we didn't follow through, what that started to tell the body is that I am not worthy of trust. And you see, the same way that a friend of yours, if they were to consistently show up late, not do the things that they said that they were going to do, tell you they're going to do something, or that they're going to, show up somewhere, and then they, ditch you, and they do this consistently for years, how would you feel, right? Like, how would your safety and your nervous system react to this person? And so we have to remember that, like, somatically, this is the same thing that is happening within us, because we set up this expectation and then we didn't do it. And so I'm here to tell you that setting realistic expectations, small, tiny goals, like, your confidence does not need to only be built through external means. One of the fastest ways to rebuild your self-confidence is to simply set a task and do it. I used to live my life like, I'm a very feminine woman, and I really rest in the feminine energy of receiving and just being open to life and flowing and just like letting the wind move me and take me, and kind of just being like water. The only thing that I did not realize is that water, right, like the ocean, has the banks, it has the shore, it has the sand, it has this containment that holds it, right? This structure, these routines, these schedules. And so when I was living my life, just kind of like going on a whimsy and getting ideas and getting inspiration and then starting and then not feeling inspiration and then stopping. Like, how many times do you want to start again? How many times do you want to set yourself out to start a project, to do something that has been on your heart for years, like this thing that you need to do, whether it's to cut somebody off, whether it's to clean your room. These are the little things that I'm talking about that, without being loud or noticeable, they start to create this shift within you. Not because you're not allowed to be messy, because I'm a mess, but because you said you're going to clean your room and you did it. And so over time, you start to like build. It becomes these like stepping stones that you can walk to, like literally walk yourself out of these pits of hell, these pits of despair and hopelessness. Because when you have let yourself down, when you have told yourself you're going to quit doing something or start doing something, and you set these huge expectations for yourself, and then inevitably, you make a mistake, or you have a bad day, or you have a setback, and you completely give up, and you completely stop, and you scratch the idea and you throw it away, and you wait until this time of inspiration, to come again. What I'm letting you know from my experience is that when I decided that I was going to be the kind of person that did things because they needed to be done and not because I attached a story or an emotion to anything, doing the little simple things that I said I was going to do. When I tell you that those things took me out of depression, that those things are what showed me that I was, in fact, way more capable than I thought I was. For example, like right before I came out to film this video, I was feeling super tired. I went to bed at like 2 a.m. last night, woke up at like 5. And so I was just feeling super sleepy. And I was like, no, I don't think this is a good time to film. I'm tired. I'll just do it another time. And the reality about that is that what that does is it breaks my own promise. Because I told myself that I would film today, that today was my film day. And so right now I'm here feeling confident, not because of what I'm wearing or how much sleep I got. I'm feeling confident because I did what I said I was going to do. Because I'm sitting here recording my second ever video, just talking to the camera here for YouTube, for my community, for you guys. But in reality, I'm keeping my promise. And it's really a perspective shift that, again, confidence doesn't have to come from an external route. Confidence can be daily small acts, those little tiny tabs that are open in the back of your mind, closing those down, closing the loops. That is one of the quickest ways to feel confident. So if you are looking to feel more confident, if you are looking to become the kind of person that walks into a room and doesn't think, oh, I wonder what they think of me. Oh, I wonder, if they're going to judge me. But if you want to become the kind of woman or the kind of man that walks into a room and thinks, what can I learn? Who can I meet? What can I experience? If you want to become that kind of person, I'm here to tell you that one of the easiest ways to do that is simply keeping your word to yourself. And oftentimes we have this idea of self-love being like, the bubble baths, and self-care just being something that's very performative. Self-trust is something that is not often talked about because I think it's really misunderstood. This idea of self-trust, like, what does it really mean to trust yourself? What would it look like for you? This is a question that you can ask yourself, even just in this moment, just to like pause this video and ask yourself, like, what would it look like for me to trust myself? Is it to stop habit and addiction? Is it to let go of a family member that there is no reciprocity and there is neglect or there is abuse? What will it take for me to feel self-trust from within? And I think for me, if I sit now with this question, like, what would it take for me to feel self-trust? The same answer continues to come up, is just do what I say I'm going to do. On Monday, I'm going to go to the gym. And on Monday, despite every single thing inside me that does not want to go, I make it to the gym. Whether I work out, whatever I do, I make it to the gym. I get there. So when I wake up the next morning, my psyche, right, myself wakes up with this feeling of like, hey, yesterday we said we were going to go to the gym and we went. Huh. Maybe we can trust this girl. Maybe we can trust this dude. Maybe I am the type of person that can be trusted. And so that day you tell yourself, instead of saying, I'm never going to eat, sugar again, you tell yourself, today I'm going to drink a iced tea with no sugar. And you do. And tomorrow you tell yourself, I'm not going to deep clean my room, but I'm going to get rid of all the trash in my room. And you do it. By the end of the week, you are walking around in sweatpants and a sweatshirt, feeling like the most confident that in the whole world. You are feeling proud of yourself. You are feeling like you know yourself, that you trust yourself, that you love yourself, because you're treating yourself just like you would be treating somebody who you love, who you respect. You're keeping your word. And so again, maybe it's not that you lack self-confidence or that you're lazy or unmotivated or you just can never do what you say you're going to do. But in reality, maybe you're just setting way too big of expectations. And if you break it down and start slower and smaller and more practical, or doing that one thing that's been on your mind that you know you need to do, as silly and small or big as it is, you'll start to see that the tangible and the practical leads into the intangible and into, the spirit realm world, right? Like as above, so below. And so when you keep your word in the tangible realm, the spirit realm will keep its word with you. And it will continue to create this trust from within you and God and life around you that is just like, every time I give this person inspiration or opportunity or whatever it is, they meet it. They are willing to step forward and say, I'm here. I'm the vessel for this inspiration. It can be really big things like, trigger warning, like if you've been cheated on, that can create this deep self-trust wound from within you because you think, wow, how did I not know, right? Like, how did I not see the signs, right? Or if you've been manipulated or you've dealt with a narcissist or you've experienced SA or you've been neglected as a child, like there's all of these different ways that you could have developed this inner core wound of self-trust, of like this lack of self-trust. And I think that's why this video found you now, is so that you can heal that, so that you can see that it's actually really doable for you to rebuild your self-trust, for you to rebuild that value from within, that you feel confident and powerful. And again, I really think it's more simple than we think. I don't think it costs anything. There's nothing that you have to do except for the thing you said you were going to do. There is nothing that you have to do except for the thing that you said you were going to do. And if you don't want to do it, stop saying it. If you don't actually want the pain, the struggle, the sacrifice, whatever, like this thing that you keep saying you are going to do and then you don't ever do it. Like, for example, I'm a gardener, like one of those kind of gardeners. And for years I told myself, I'm going to stop, I'm going to stop, I'm going to quit. I'm not achieving my goals. And in reality, none of that was true. I was still capable of achieving everything that I had set myself out to achieve. I was just kind of letting it hold me back. And a big part of me letting it hold me back was because of the shame and the guilt that I accumulated through telling myself, I'm going to stop cold turkey. I'm going to quit. I'm never going to again. And I would tell myself that. And then inevitably, because I'm such a gardener and I love to garden, I have such a green thumb, I would do it again and again and again and again and again until one day I realized maybe I'll just tell myself nothing. Maybe I just won't tell myself that I'm not going to, do this thing that I so deeply love and that I feel like helps me. When I learned to simply accept and let go of these super high expectations, and in turn create small, attainable, realistic expectations. Not like, you have a month's worth of laundry and you tell yourself you're going to get it all done today, and you don't. Of course you don't. And so then you feel shame and you feel guilt and you feel lazy and you feel unproductive, and the story repeats. And it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's confirmation. That's the word. It's confirmation. You have this inner monologue from within you that is like your own worst critic. Like, oh yeah, she said she was going to do that, but remember 2 times ago when she said she was going to do that thing and she never followed through? I didn't trust myself. I wasn't somebody worthy of trusting myself, because if I could not keep my own word to myself, then how could I keep my word to anybody else? And I think that's when I started to realize that maybe it wasn't so difficult. Maybe it wasn't so woo-woo. Maybe it had nothing to do with spirituality or my weight or where I lived or what I looked like. Maybe confidence had everything to do with keeping my word and just being the kind of person that followed through. So I urge you to try it. Give yourself a task, a really easy one, something that you know you're capable of, something that you want to do. And you build self-trust with little things. I hope that this resonates. I hope that this landed. I know that this is here for someone. I'm so grateful to all of you. I've been reading all of your messages, responding. I'm loving all the buzz. It feels like we are this honey hive, like this beehive, and we're all just these beautiful, gorgeous honeybees going around the world, spreading our love and our joy, and just like really extracting the nectar and the wisdom from life. And so I know that if you're here and that you have made your way into this channel and into this space, that this is for you, that you are the kind of person that is ready for more, that you're the kind of person that you know where you're headed, you know where you want to go. We're just in the in-between. We're on the bridge to get there, to become him, to become her. That's where we're going right now. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of your journey, to be a part, even just a small part of your day. And I'm so grateful. I love you all so much with my whole heart and my whole butt. I will see you guys in our next video. Mwah. Bye.